What is the most unbelievable coincidence you ever experienced? When I was 5, my world was small. Just my street, my best friend's house 2 blocks away, and the occasional visit to the corner store with my dad. We lived in a sleepy town in Ohio where nothing really happened. I remember one hot July afternoon, walking over to my friend's house with popsicles in our hands and seeing a boy mowing the lawn across the street. He couldn't have been older than 9 or 10. I remember that clearly because it stuck with me, how young he looked to be pushing a mower. He had dark hair and was shirtless, sweaty, and focused in a way kids rarely are. I remember thinking, he's cute, then forgetting all about it as we went back to our Barbie drama in the basement. That was the first time. 15 years later, I was in Indiana. Life had shifted. My parents had moved once, then settled into a different small town back in Ohio. I went to college, got a marketing degree, and landed a job with a mid-sized firm that hosted events and managed promotional campaigns. There was this guy at work, Josh, who was funny, sarcastic, and genuinely nice in a quiet kind of way. We flirted in the break room, but never made any big moves, just smiles and coffee talk. One weekend, I was driving back to Ohio to visit my parents and do laundry. My apartment complex in Indiana charged $2.75 per load, and I was broke. Somewhere around the state line, I noticed a car that had been pacing mine for a while. I glanced over and saw Josh behind the wheel, wearing sunglasses and blasting music. I laughed and called him. He picked up, looked over at me, and grinned. We pulled off at the same exit and got gas together. That's when we realized our parents lived just minutes apart in Ohio. He was heading to see his folks for his dad's birthday. I was going home because I missed my mom's lasagna. It was weird, but not that weird. People move around. He told me he didn't grow up in Ohio, though. He was born and raised in Arizona and only moved to the Midwest when his dad's job transferred them during high school. But his grandma had always lived in Ohio. They used to spend a few weeks every summer there when he was a kid. One summer, he got stuck mowing her lawn because she twisted her ankle stepping off a curb. He hated it, said it was the first and last time he touched a mower until he moved out on his own. I asked him where she lived. He said the name of the street and I froze. It was across from my childhood best friend's house. We did some mental math. Same summer, same house, same boy. I stared at him and said, "You mowed her lawn once? Shirtless? Sweaty?" He looked at me like I had grown a second head and said, "Yeah, I think I was like 9. It was brutally hot." "Why?" I told him. About the popsicles, the Barbie basement, the cute, sweaty boy. We both sat there with our Slurpees in silence for a minute. It was too strange, too unlikely, but real. Then it got stranger. 6 months before Josh and I met at work, I had been managing a bar promotion in Indianapolis. I booked the location, printed flyers, and was supposed to host a karaoke contest with giveaways. I showed up and the place was dark. A handwritten note taped to the glass door said the bar was closed by court order. Bankruptcy. They had shut it down. That morning, I was furious, embarrassed. I canceled everything and sent apology emails for days. It wasn't until Josh and I were already dating that we were talking about old jobs, and he mentioned running a kitchen at a bar in Indy that got shut down overnight. I asked him the name. Same bar, same day. He was supposed to work that shift in the kitchen. We would have met that night. Instead, we met 6 months later in the break room at our job. After a shared joke about the vending machine eating dollar bills, after I'd already seen him at 9 years old pushing a mower in a place he wasn't supposed to be, after we'd grown up 2 miles apart without knowing, after fate had pushed us together and yanked us apart more than once. We started dating not long after that road trip coincidence. The first time he came over for dinner at my parents' place, my mom looked at him, looked at me, and said, "He looks familiar." He was, in a way no one could have predicted. We've been married 21 years now.